working this hard for a reason. Been a minute trying to make it rules. Saying, baby, this is our season. No, I ain't
What up, though? Welcome to the Hus-Band Show podcast. I'm your moderator, Perry.
And I'm Trouble T. Roy.
Big Brother Vince is out today, but luckily we have a special guest, Mequell Mayfeild. He is just a man about town. The brother do it all. He is a clothier. He is a man of faith. He is a community activist. We talking about New Jack City, Jackson, Georgia, and just all around good brother. And I'm gonna be honest, I like talking to him because he sounds like Andre 3000. But anyway, what's up, brother Kales? Get into your story a little bit and let the people know what you got going on.
Yes, sir.
Bro.
What's up to you too, bro?
Yeah.
Let me first of all let you guys know I appreciate the opportunity to be able to come through and chat with you. I actually had the opportunity to catch a few of the episodes.
Okay.
And you already know we've been
Man, come on. You know we talk about it.
conversing. Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm actually anticipating what we're gonna get into today.
Right on.
But just to kind of give you an intro, real quick. Of course, I'm Mequell Mayfeild, born and raised Jackson, Georgia. I graduated high school 2001, Jackson High School to be exact. Upon graduating, transitioned to Birmingham, Alabama, where I attended Miles College. And I will say it is the best HBCU.
Y'all heard what he said.
The best HBCU, home of the Golden Bears, purple and gold. That's how we do it. Yeah, but once I got there, of course, I ended up getting my degree. I got a BA in English.
Okay.
And I actually ended up working in the admissions office right upon graduating.
Okay.
So I worked in the admissions office for about 9 years, and so my background is higher ed, admissions and enrollment.
Okay.
And so I did that 9 years at my alma mater. And in an attempt to get back to the crib, it was because I always had a passion to go back home and build my community. Yep. And so I actually took a gig at Morehouse College in 2015-16.
Okay.
And I worked there for about a year because in that whole transition, I was actually in the process of getting my business up off the ground. My custom clothing business, which I've been running successfully now for about 8 years.
Yeah, well, he
Yep,
get you
and
right.
So, yeah,
Yeah, I got a couple of them things.
Yes, sir. So I, after coming to the conclusion that I wanted to put some effort into going full time, I actually let the gig go at Morehouse, and so I actually started doing my business. And like I said, I've been doing it 8 years now. And in the midst of that, just trying to find my way in my hometown, because I hadn't been home in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And I left high school, went straight to college, and in 2001,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't make it back to 2016.
Okay.
Yep. And so just like most of your black communities, when I got back home, the sad thing was nothing had changed.
Okay. And that's not a good thing.
Not a good thing at
Yeah.
all. As a matter of fact, it seems as if it was getting worse when you look at it from the outside, looking at the communities. Yep. And so that has been one of my passions since I can remember to always go back home and do something, because I've always noticed that the best and the brightest of us usually end up leaving and not.
And
coming
that's
back.
it. Gone and gone.
Yeah, gone and gone.
Yeah.
And so, as a matter of fact, I can remember graduating high school. One of the most common theme was, when I leave here, I ain't coming back.
And now what people don't know and what's very interesting is Butts County, that's where Jackson is.
Definitely. Yeah.
That's where you go when they about to get you
Yes,
up out
sir.
of here. Like
Yes,
the
sir.
death penalty.
Yeah.
Is
Yep.
the
It's your
prison
introduction before you go where you going, and if it's the end all be all, you coming back, and they gonna end you.
So do they actually do that in Jackson?
Jackson.
The prison is in Jackson?
The prison is in Jackson, Georgia.
Grace of the Lord.
Man, I'll tell you what, man. If you driving down 75
Yeah.
and you get to Butts County,
You
you're going to see at least 3 police
You gonna
cars
know
with
it.
somebody.
Yeah,
pulling
you
up.
gonna know it.
No doubt.
I
As a
swear
matter
they
of
got
fact,
every police in Butts County is on 75.
Waiting on that ass.
And
Wait.
they catch, man, they
Now,
bust
here's
people wide
another
open.
Crazy thing, that the police officers that got into that shootout with Tupac, one was a Jackson. Was he Were they both Butts County
I don't
sheriffs?
remember. I don't-
No,
I don't
because
remember.
well,
It was
JB,
close.
shout out
It was close.
Jalargus Jefferson. Yeah, he was telling me they were downtown off duty, and they had some guns out of evidence.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
that's how Tupac got off from that
Yeah.
whole shooting from
Yeah.
downtown. Cause But anyway, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, you cool.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
cool.
Okay, so now you make it back home. Things haven't changed. Are you married at the time?
Yeah, I got married when the year I graduated, 2007. So me and my beautiful wife, we've been married now for 16 years. Be 17 in August.
She cool this
Good,
fan.
man.
Laid back than the mother. She remind me of you. She don't really. You can tell she don't take no shit. And she just laid
she's
back.
She's
I
the.
like that.
Let me say this first. I don't deserve her.
I feel the same
I
way.
promise you, I
None
don't.
of us do.
I think
man.
Brother Troy feel the same way, and I
Yeah,
think
none of
Vince
us
feel the
do.
same way. But
She's the most, and I say this as a compliment. She's the most common person I ever met. She's the most common person
right.
I ever met. I tell
Yeah.
people all the time.
don't need a
She
lot.
just love Kel.
That
Yeah, that's what I tell people all the time.
damn, you just
Yeah.
summed it up for me. That's the way I've been feeling. But yeah, that's right, man. And she doesn't need a lot. She doesn't
need a
ask for a
lot.
lot.
Doesn't
Doesn't
ask
need
for
the
a lot.
fancy things and do. So
Yeah.
you feel like, damn, how did I look up?
Yeah,
That's how I feel.
and she
Yeah, I feel the same way.
buys into all of my ideas.
That's what's important. That's what's important because we just did a date night podcast, and one of the questions was something like that. And Monique was like, you'll just start doing something, and you'll get something else, and you'll grasp onto it. And she was like, "But I'll be behind you. I got your back." So yeah,
holding it
that's
down,
big.
holding it
Yeah,
down. Yeah. So she's actually been a real big asset
Okay.
to the person that I've become.
Okay.
Yep, and I can't say it enough and I'll say it again. There's nothing about me that deserves the
Word
grace
up.
that she gives me.
Word
Yep.
up.
And so, hopefully she'll look at the podcast. I'm gonna do better.
We all are. 2024. Well, we almost in
Definitely.
March, but regardless, we doing better.
Definitely.
Yeah.
She deserves it. She
Okay,
deserves it. Yeah.
okay.
So yeah, we've been married now for 16 years. Yeah, she's actually an educator. So she's a math teacher in the Griffin Spalding
Okay.
school district, right next to Jackson, which is Griffin, Georgia.
Okay.
Yep. And so she's been doing that ever since she graduated in 2008 from Miles College, the best
Okay.
HBCU
Okay.
in the world. So
So how did you end up going down the ordained minister path? How did that happen?
I grew
You
up.
always wait. Let me ask you one question. Do you always wanted to, or something happened and you was like,
Man, you know what's crazy? I tell people this. I stumbled into it. I stumbled into it. I grew up in the church. My pops, of course, and my granddad were Sunday school teachers. My mom actually was a seamstress. As a matter of fact, she made my first custom suit when I was about 6 or 7 years old.
okay, always been fly.
Yeah, so I've always had on suits and dress clothes. That's a segue into the business.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just going back to the ordained minister aspect, I grew up in the church, the Methodist church to be exact. When I went to college, I lived with my brother-in-law and my sister, which are the third best couple I know.
So let me guess. Your mother, father are one.
Yeah.
Then you and your wife.
Yeah.
And then I
Yeah,
figured
yeah,
that. Yeah.
Yep, and my brother-in-law was Presbyterian. Yeah, brother-in-law was Presbyterian.
Okay.
Me and my sister grew up Methodist, Christian Methodist to be exact. And so when I went off to college, I went to church because I knew that mom was going to call me and ask me,
For sure.
Did you go?
did I go? I didn't want to have to lie.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but, and I haven't told him this. Pastor Ephraim, he was the pastor of my sister and her husband's church. One of the best individuals I've ever met.
That name sounds familiar as hell. Is it
James
the church
Ephraim.
in Jackson?
Now the church is actually in Birmingham.
That name sounds
He's
so
from
damn
Atlanta,
familiar.
though. Well, he's from South Alabama. I want to say Wilcox County.
Okay.
Yeah, but he lived in Atlanta before he came to Birmingham to pastor my sister's church.
Okay.
Yep. And so that's really where I got my foot wet outside of the small stuff that my mom and dad would have me doing in church.
Mm-hmm.
But that's really where I got my foot wet as far as being in leadership roles in church. At this time, of course, ain't saved at all.
Mhm.
I'm just going to
Just
church,
in there,
just
churching.
being faithful to him.
Yeah.
and to the ministry. Yep. I played baseball in college. Yep. I had a young man on the team, Jason McKay. He was always talking about Jesus. Always talking about Jesus. Yeah. So much so that it possibly could get on your nerves. Yeah. We were at baseball practice one day.
Yeah.
And he was talking about Jesus.
Hey, everywhere.
He everywhere. You right.
Yeah.
That's what they say. He everywhere.
Pulled me and my roommate to the side. We talking about Jesus at practice. And he gave us the opportunity to give our life to Christ. And I did.
Yeah.
There wasn't no thunder, no lightning. None of that.
As soon as you got done, you was like, they like, Mequell, get your ass on the field.
You mean tell me you didn't get popped upside the head with no miracle or nothing?
Yeah. So went back to church. Of course, I let my pastor know what was going on. And my responsibilities in the church just kind of
Elevated.
began to elevate. And he asked me one day, do you want to speak? So I said, yeah.
No fear.
No fear. No fear. He said, do you want to speak? I said, yeah. And so he gave me a date, and I think the date was like 6 months out. So 6 months out, I'm finna speak. Turned into my first sermon.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Again, no thunder, no lightning.
Yeah. Yeah. Just
Yeah.
Kale's talking.
No thunder, no lightning. And that's where it started. I got preached my first sermon at that church. And of course, when you're elevating in the church, particularly black churches, you're always looking for the opportunity to use your gift more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. And I actually and I wanted to find my own route.
Yeah.
Because I went to the Methodist church because my mom and dad had me go. Went to the Presbyterian church because that was the church that my sister and her brother
Filling it out. Yeah. Yeah.
And so I just wanted to kind of find my way and see how that would go.
Yeah.
And so I ended up leaving the Presbyterian church and going to a Baptist church.
Okay.
Going to a Baptist church, and that's where I actually got licensed. I got licensed in at West End Hills Missionary Baptist Church in Birmingham, Alabama. Got licensed. I really wasn't able to use my gift like I wanted to.
Yeah.
Yep. And so I ended up, after getting married, I ended up going to my wife's church.
Okay.
Because her pastor asked me that I want to come and be youth pastor at the church because the youth ministry was kind of dwindling. And so me and her went back to a ministry that was kind of non-existent, and we built that ministry up to possibly about I'll say we had youth Bible study every other Wednesday.
Now, let me ask you a question. Were you well versed in the Bible at that time, or you were doing what you knew?
I was doing what I knew.
So it was real then?
It was real.
Yeah.
It was definitely real because I was really just trying to find my, and I've never, and anybody who knows me, I've never liked attention.
Okay.
I never liked attention. But I credit that to my dad and my granddad. And quick story about my dad. Of course, my dad never told me with words that he loves me.
Okay. Yeah,
Wow.
no, I'm right there with you. Your father told you he loved you?
Man, my dad's tell me that shit all the time.
No, that's dope as hell.
Oh,
I'm just saying,
yeah,
I never, I've
And
never
it's
heard
all
it.
the time, man.
I've
Every
never heard
conversation, damn.
And I
Yeah.
tell people all the
That's dope.
time, I don't know a man better than him,
Okay.
even though he's never told me that. I've seen him cry twice.
Okay.
Wow.
One time it was out of one eye, no lie.
I'm just gonna give you a hit.
That's a talent.
Back on my man shit.
Yeah. But he's retired from General Motors, and all I can remember is at 4:00. He's been working at General Motors before I was born.
Okay.
But from what I can remember, at 4:00 every morning, he was getting up, going to work.
Yeah.
I never wanted for anything. And I tell people all the time, because when you look at just based off of what your dad told you all the time, and when you see that, something in you wants it.
Yep. Big time, man.
Yeah. But I still didn't look at my dad any different because he didn't.
Well, because we didn't know any better.
No, we
you
didn't.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I had to figure out what love was through him.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And so
But the crazy part about that is, not to cut you off, I tell my sons so much. Well, Bree too, but I'm saying my sons. That's what we're talking about. So much till it's almost like they tired of hearing it. Because I tell them all the time.
Yep.
Kiss them on the forehead, all that good
Yep.
shit. And I know you do the same.
Yeah, man.
I know you do the
Because
same.
tomorrow ain't promised.
It's never been
you know
a
what I
day.
mean?
It's never been a day where I didn't tell my daughter
There
a
you
couple times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
For sure.
But I know that he loves me.
Oh, yeah.
And so one of the vivid memories that I have of him, outside of him getting up every day, sometimes before 4 to go to work, is Sunday morning. He would get up and he'd be sitting at the table studying his Sunday school book.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I credit, even though I didn't have the scripture memory of what the Bible was, I knew the knowledge of the Bible because of him, my granddad, and my mom raising me in the church.
Okay. Right. Okay.
And so one thing he always tells me, train up a child in the way that they should go, and when they're old, they are not depart from it. And
Say that again. Say it again now.
Train up a child in the way that they should go, and when they're old, they will not depart. And what he says that means is that he's not saying that they won't stray away, but they'll always have something to fall back on.
Yep.
And that's what you always talk about.
That foundation, man.
I knew it.
Yep.
That's the key, man.
Yeah.
I guess I was just a victim of circumstance, if you want to put it like that, in a good way.
Okay.
In a good way. We are all shaped by our experiences, and that was my experience, and it just turned into what I am now, pastoring a church that we started when I moved back home. Yep. And I tell people all the time, especially in this socio-technological world that we live in, we can look on social media and we can want to do exactly what everybody else is doing. Yeah, I probably see consistently 5 to 10 people in worship on a Sunday.
Consistent. They
Consistent.
come back every time.
Yeah. But outside of that, with community involvement that we do, we have 111 plus kids in our youth development program.
See, that's the key right there.
Yeah.
Because, see, that 111 kids you're talking about, they're going to eventually be adults.
Yeah, no
right?
doubt.
And if you just get 25, 30% out of that 111,
I agree.
Yeah.
they're going to go reach another
Yeah,
25,
I was just about
30%.
to say, keep
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Right? And that's how you start to take things and make
Yeah.
change, is building blocks a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
But it's got to start with them kids,
Yeah,
man.
definitely.
You know,
And-
they
and
got to
the-
see that. They got to see
crazy
the big
thing
picture.
about that is these kids or their parents may never step foot in my building.
Absolutely.
But my wife, who's a tutor in our nonprofit organization, she tutors at least 6 to 7 kids every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Okay.
So she's touching those kids
Yeah.
every Monday,
Yeah.
Wednesday,
Yeah.
and Friday.
Got them on lock.
Got them on lock.
Yeah.
We are seeing, because we do it through football, with the football and cheerleading. During the football seasons, well, we start early in March. We'll be kicking up football season March 3rd with workouts.
Oh, yeah.
And so we're seeing 100 plus kids at least once a week from March to December.
That's good, bro.
And I could have looked on the social media and see how all of these guys are doing it with their flashy suits. And I tell my wife all the time, I could do it. I've done it before.
Yeah, nigga, you got it. I mean, excuse me, Pastor, you got it in your repertoire. I know how clean you get.
I could do it, but I know it wouldn't be me.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be me. And I think I'm stubborn to a fault.
And what I found interesting was when you told me about how you talk to them. You sit in the chair,
Yeah, definitely.
and he's not in the pulpit.
Yep.
He sits in the chair, and he's eye level with them.
See, that's what I'm talking about when it comes to a church, right? When it comes to the church side of the business, I'd like to be able to walk away and understand and actually get something out of it.
Definitely.
Right? Something that relates to me. And I don't mean to be selfish that way, because, you know, the sermon ain't always going to be directly towards you, right? So I get that. But I enjoy that part where you can actually have a conversation.
Definitely.
Where it seems like it's intimate.
Yeah.
You know, it ain't you
Yeah,
just
he
standing
talking,
there and
yeah.
kind of preaching down. And I equate that to being when we was in college, right? You go to a lecture hall, and that class is going to be a whole lot different than a smaller classroom environment. You get a chance to know the professor personally. You know, you get to know some of your classmates.
Definitely.
When you're in them big old lecture halls, man, it's 300-400 people in there. You you don't know anybody, and most of the times you're intimidated to even ask a damn question.
That's right. Yeah.
You know, same way in church.
Yeah.
If you go into church and everybody in there is like you said, you know, the pastor up there, you know,
Cleaning
super
them
sharp.
all, yeah.
You know, and everybody, you got sister so and so and sister this one and all them sharp with the big hats. You might be a little more intimidated. You know what I mean? So I get what you're coming from with that, bro.
Yep, and I say that to say, to anybody who's trying to do something as far as purpose is concerned, just do you, man.
Yeah, man.
Just do you, because there's people out there who show up to see you.
Yeah.
And there's people in the world who's watching. They don't know what they're watching for, but somewhere they're watching for you.
Yeah.
But if you are never your authentic self, that person who is supposed to meet you will never meet you.
There you go. I like that.
Hey, that's 100 right there.
Oh, that goddamn young boy coming with that knowledge.
Now, you also said something, man, that hit to me because I'm a firm believer in giving back in the community. I used to be a little league football coach.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You know,
me
so
too.
when you talked about reaching them kids through football, that's something that really hit hard to me because I firmly believe football does something different than other sports. It holds you way more accountable to begin with.
It's the ultimate team sport.
Because it is a team sport.
It's the ultimate.
And it teaches the young men accountability at an early age.
Yeah.
You know, because what your parents always tell you, you know, especially the single mothers, you know, they can't always get across to some of them knucklehead
You can't.
11, 12-year-olds.
right.
But they tell you, which I tell your coach.
Yep.
And they get a little nervous, you know what I'm saying? Because they know the accountability piece going, when I get to practice, he might get on me. He might make me run a little extra, you know. So I commend y'all for that because I do know that worked.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm 30-something years down the line. In fact, some of the kids that I coach are now parents and, you know, got gray hair.
I did the same thing,
You know,
dude.
so-
On the east side, I used to get off of work when I was a police officer at night. Got to go home, get a couple hours of sleep, and get up and coach football.
Yep.
For the Jaguars. It was the team. One of my partners that was on the job with me, he actually started up through PAL. And but it's rough. It's hard, man, because we were on the deep east, like, and them kids something else, man. Like, I ain't never been called nigga so much in my life as a grown man. I'm like, hey, yo, my man. But Monique used to tell a story about when we would have games and practices, the mothers would be standing on the side, and they'd be like, that damn Coach Perry, he get on my day. I don't like him. They didn't know who she was, so she said she would just be quiet and be like, they gonna fuck him up. But, dude, it was the kids, man. I'm from the east side, too. You know what I'm saying? So you can't just say anything to me. I know I'm an adult, I know I'm a parent, and I know I'm your coach.
Yeah.
But you're talking crazy. So I'm going to talk crazy back to you.
Well, I'm going to tell you what I used to do, man. I used to tell the parents, as soon as I'm like, early on, here's the situation. I'm the head coach.
Yeah.
I'm not the fundraiser. I'm not doing none of that.
Yeah.
Right? Because I typically coach teams where I didn't have a kid on the team, and I did it on purpose.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to coach. First of all, I wanted my son to be coached by somebody outside of me.
Definitely.
But I also wanted to be able to coach young men that wasn't my son, so it's not any kind of bias.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Every single one of y'all gonna get treated the same.
Yeah.
And I told the parents up front, I would actually close practice because there's gonna be some times that I'm gonna do some things and say some things to your son where you might take it to be offensive,
Yeah.
but your son is not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he understands the
Yep.
part that I'm holding his ass accountable for.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So I had those conversations with parents. And it spilled over to basketball as well, right? I would tell the parents up front, I'm gonna get on your son because I'm volunteering my time.
Yep.
I ain't getting paid to do this. This is truly volunteering for me because I ain't even got a kid on the team.
Yeah.
Exactly.
For sure.
I'm just giving my time up. So if I'm
Not
going
getting
to
a
invest
dime
that,
out of it.
then they're going to have some investment back, and I'm going to hold them accountable.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, man, a lot of those kids became very productive men.
Yeah.
You know, some of them made it on into the NFL and things like that, but the majority of them became extremely productive men. You know, they became professionals in some areas in terms of work, taking care of families, and all that came from them days of them coming to practice and me keeping it real.
Yeah.
Right? I ain't here to sugarcoat it and make you think that everything's great.
And that's key also, going back to what you said, you were coaching and you didn't have a kid on the team. I just want to shout out our coaching staff. Of course, our program is the Jackson Renaissance Panthers. We actually have about 15 to 20 coaches. Only two of our coaches have kids in the program.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just want to shout those guys out for that. Is because on the flip side, about 75+% of the kids are being raised by single moms.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And
Yeah,
so
it's hard.
that interaction is needed.
The
Man.
product, as being a product of a single mom, what you saying is so damn true, dude.
Yeah.
Man, that goes back to
Football
biblical.
saved me, bro. Like
It
it
goes
really
back
did.
to the Bible, man. It takes us all the way back to religion. Because you think about this. The king of the jungle is the lion, right?
Mm-hmm.
It ain't because he got the big claws and he got the teeth. That ain't why he the king of the jungle. You know why the lion is the king of the jungle? Because when he go, man, shit get to running. Elephants, giraffes, monkeys, everybody running behind that shit.
Yeah.
I say that to say a single household, man, when you got just a single parent, a single mother, God gave us men an Adam's apple for a reason. Because our voice is deeper, right? How many times did your mama say, go sit down before I tell your daddy? Go sit down. You still ain't
call
sitting
your
down.
daddy. I'ma
As soon as
call-
your
yeah.
daddy say, sit your ass down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you gonna do?
Yeah.
You sit down.
That's what's happening in them single households.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sit your ass down is coming from the coaching staff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Bro,
at
I tell you.
home, she saying, I told you not sit down.
Shout
And
out
he
to
looking
the-
back, okay.
Yeah. Shout out
told
to the
you to
East
sit down.
Side Cowboys, man. Y'all,
Yeah.
I never looked at it until I got older, but they did a lot for me, man.
Yeah.
Like, I started playing football at, 7 years old, turned 8, all the way until I was 14 with that, with the Cowboys. And it kept me out of a lot of shit because now that I'm looking at it, a lot of the guys I grew up with, they gone.
Yeah.
They were doing a lot of bullshit, but football kept me out of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I get what you're saying. So, all right, I want to ask a question. Since you are a man of faith, legally, what is your take or your position on marriage not marriage, I'm sorry, religion in the marriage? Because like I always say, me and Monique, we don't practice anything.
Yeah.
She was raised Muslim. I was raised Baptist. We when we met and decided to get married, we didn't even talk about that. Like we
Yeah.
was like, damn, who's gonna marry us? You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like how we gonna do it? She's like, I don't care. Let's just get married. Like,
Yeah.
you know, so but that was never a main sticking point in our relationship.
Gotcha.
Like we didn't talk about that and we still don't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So being a man of faith.
Last month, I told the church, I forget what we were teaching on, but I told them. Let me tell this funny story first. I told my wife last year because she's been following my journey for truth
Okay.
the longest
Okay.
out of the people who are actively in my life.
Mm.
And so she is seeing where I'm going. She's the most critical but yet uncritical person on my team. And so I called her one day. I said, I got something to tell you. And she just started laughing. I said, what you laughing at? She said, nah, go ahead. Tell me what you were finna tell me. So I told her. And I forgot what I was telling her, but guess what she said after I said it? She said, I laughed so hard because I thought you were going to tell me you about to convert to Islam.
Where the hell that come from?
To Islam.
Now, me knowing you like I know you and having conversations with you, I would think that would be where you would go.
Yeah.
Because I know how you move and how you think and how you
Definitely.
feel about the black community.
Definitely.
So I would think that would be where you would go.
Definitely.
But you don't even like you know how I think and how I get down, and we still
Yeah,
we
definitely.
kick it. Like you don't
Definitely.
judge, you don't. So
Yeah.
I would think that's where you would go with.
Yeah,
it.
definitely. And,
That's crazy.
And I laughed just as hard as she laughed when she told me. But to answer your question,
Talk about it. Talk about it, King.
we've been hearing in the Christian church that we serve an omniscient God
Mm-hmm.
forever.
Come on, get up on it.
We serve an omniscient God,
Okay.
all-knowing. All-knowing.
So you know your heart.
He knows our heart. He knows our truth.
Okay.
And for a God who's omniscient, who knows all things, knows all truth, who is the source of all truth, there is no way possible for any logical individual that would believe that all truth is in one book.
Okay. All right. Now we're talking.
That all truth is in one book. And so I told the church this last month in worship that I don't identify as Christian anymore.
Okay.
And they said, so what you identify as?
You got a pronoun?
Exactly. That's what everybody went. That's where everybody went with it. And so I said, I don't. Yeah. I'm at a point in my life now. I used to care what people thought about me. Mm-hmm. I don't care what people think about me anymore.
Yeah.
It's because I know that I'm genuinely trying to find the truth. And if I can get truth from the Quran, I'll take it.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I can get truth from the
Torah,
I'm going to take it.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I can get truth from African spirituality, I'm going to take it. It's because God is the God of truth. And nobody can have the corner on him. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. If he's as omniscient as we say he is, mm-hmm. or omnipotent as we say he is, all powerful. And so I look at it now, and I told her, well, you ain't got to worry about me converting to Islam. But you don't have to worry about me converting to anything. Is because I've given enough of my life to Christianity.
Okay.
I'm not looking for another religion to join.
Right.
My whole thing is the Bible is a great basis and a foundation for me, and I will continue to use it as my ultimate source, but I'm not going to use it and discard everything else. Mm-hmm. Is because I realize that you can get truth from anywhere. Mm-hmm. So going back to your question, how important is religion in a marriage?
And I want to preface it. A black marriage.
Marriage.
I'm not shitting on everybody else.
Yeah,
I'm just asking this man because in our culture, it's so important. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of things are based on this. So that's why I'm asking, how important you think it is.
And to be honest with you, I don't think religion is important at all in marriage. And I say that because the only thing that's important in any relationship is truth and righteousness. Okay. Truth, righteousness, and justice.
Like I say, be a decent fucking person.
Be a decent person. Yeah. And even as with my background being in Christianity, I'm growing to the point now, I'm not trying to convert anybody to anything. Okay. I know what truth I have right here.
And what works for you.
I'm going to share that truth. Mm-hmm. And hopefully that truth that I share is going to make you a better person. And if you decide to go the Christian route, if you decide to go the Islamic route, whatever route you decide to go, just be sure that you are a good person. Because I'm a firm believer that if you are a good person, relationships are going to work.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. That's pretty much what you say.
Yeah, I mean, we had the same conversation, a while back. And one of the things that I'll do a little bit different from what you said, mm-hmm. is I think that you got to have something, right? I ain't saying that everybody's got to be Christian, you got to be whatever, mm-hmm. but I think that there's got to be some kind of faith and some kind of religion, some kind of belief mm-hmm. in that union. Mm-hmm. Because if y'all are running in the opposite direction, ultimately you're working against each other, mm-hmm. right? And in order for us to be one, we got to walk the same way. And here's something that's funny about being one, man. A little bit off topic, but it's just something that came back to my mind while you was talking. A lot of times, man, in our community, when we're becoming one, the tension of us getting closer together creates a little bit of a beef, so to speak.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because we're actually becoming the same person.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right? And it shit be weird.
Yeah.
And you find yourself arguing and all of that a lot because y'all are actually thinking and doing similar stuff, mm-hmm. right? So when it comes to the religion piece, that's where I think that becomes important because as we become one and as we become moving in the same direction, I got to have a similar belief as you, mm-hmm. right? I can't think something totally opposite over here and you think something totally opposite over there, and then we still trying to do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like left and right brain, but it's one brain.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So yeah.
And I ain't saying you're gonna agree,
Yeah, no doubt.
And obviously you've been married how long? You said 17 years?
16 years.
16 years
in August.
And
young buck married a long time. Good God.
How long you been a pastor?
Since 2009. 10.
Okay, so here's something you can definitely clear up for some of our viewers. There's a myth that pastors don't have arguments. Like you and your wife, y'all got the best marriage ever. Y'all
I ain't
never
never
have
heard
no
that,
beef. The pastor gonna come home and everything is a white picket fence. It's just perfect.
Yeah,
You know.
I never had that, Bill. But I will say this. No cap. Me and
Y'all
my
heard
wife,
of kids.
Me and my wife have never had an argument.
Damn.
Man, hold up. Wait, hold on, Kel. Hold on. Sound like some cap. That sound very
Well, I'm gonna
capish.
say now, me and my wife ain't never had an argument today.
Yeah. Me and Monique ain't had an argument all day.
Yeah,
So.
but
Damn, I'm lying. We did have an argument up. God damn, I can't. We have an argument every day. I thought I had a couple hours.
16 years, we've never had an argument.
Wait a minute. So y'all just have like heated discussions?
We don't have heated discussions.
So y'all don't even
And
bother with it?
And I think she told me, I forget how long it's been. Because I'm the type of person, if I've done something wrong and it's an issue, I'm not going to try to.
No pushback.
If I did it wrong,
Yeah.
I ain't going to tell you I did it or didn't do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to work on it.
Yeah.
And I just kind of shut down.
Well, now, Kels, you gotta have communication, baby. You can't do that because she might want to know something. You gotta, you know what I'm saying?
But it's relative.
This is true.
It's relative.
This is true.
It's
That's
work
fair.
for us.
That's fair.
Hey, that's the
Yeah.
part that worked for everybody.
Yeah.
What like we talked about not long
Yeah,
ago.
that's it.
It's
But work
for
across the
us.
street over there might not work over here. You know what I'm saying?
No arguments, man.
No arguments.
Man, come on, man.
Yeah, no arguments.
That's woo.
We've had disagreements, things that she doesn't like, things that I don't like about. I don't even tell her things I don't like about her. And I tell people in marriage counseling all the time. If you at the table talking to me and you want to get married, if you want the marriage to work and he wants the marriage to work, it's going to work.
Mm-hmm.
So there's nothing that I can tell you in this session that's going to make you love each other more.
Yeah, I agree with
And
that.
I was gonna ask you that. Do you do counseling?
Yeah.
Okay.
But what you have to know is, going into a marriage, you have to know that there's a possibility that at this moment, everything that you do not like about this person, there's a strong possibility that it's never going to change.
Right.
Do you still want to get married? And if you say yes, you go into it. How I am right now, are you willing to deal with that for the rest of your life?
Because it could get better.
It could get better. It could get better.
Yeah. And that's one thing I think I've learned being married to Miss Monique is like, dude, no, she's not gonna agree. She's sitting in the audience, everybody, so that's why we pointing over there. But I deliberately try to be the best fucking husband I can.
Yeah.
Like, okay, it didn't start that way. I'm not saying I was peaches and cream in the beginning, but as I've gotten older, man, like, and it's so fucked up, I had to wait till I got older. That's trash. But I deliberately, and I try my damnedest to be the greatest husband out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, we argue and say things we shouldn't say, but I might take your approach now. I like that approach. Internalize that shit and work on it.
Yeah, you gotta
and
work
don't
on it.
be like, okay,
Yeah.
and just work. I like that.
Yeah, that's hard. I ain't hold you up. That shit
And
hard. That's
I
hard.
think that's I get that from what's crazy. I was talking to the church this morning, going back to the fact that I don't deserve my wife.
Mm-hmm.
That's one characteristic that I have that my daddy has is I don't communicate how people would want me to communicate with them.
Okay.
Yep. As a matter of fact, I can go to my dad's house right now, and we can sit down and watch westerns, football, CNN,
They love them westerns,
Fox,
don't they? My daddy
and we can
loved them
sit
too.
there for 3, 4, 5 hours. And based upon how many hours we sit together, that's probably how many times we'll talk to each other.
That's crazy.
He my
being
dude. He my
together.
dude though.
Yeah, but being together.
He my dude.
Yeah. And you know, you saying that is kind of how me and my youngest are. Like, he's not a talker.
Yeah.
Like, he ain't big on, like when he was a baby, man, when he was younger, he was the talker.
Yeah.
And that used to be my guy, just hug up
Yeah.
on me, kiss me on the cheek for no reason.
Yeah.
But now that he's older, he's not a talker like that, and that's fine. But when we're around each other, I just give him a dap like that.
Yeah.
Or I can push him. And he'll push me back. You know what I'm saying? So it's like little shit like that. I'm like, okay, this is his way.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the way I want it to be because me and Austin are totally different.
Yeah.
We'll hug and kiss each other on the cheek and talk all day. Hell, we'll hold hands skipping down the street. You know what I'm saying? But he's not like that. And I had to realize that about him because he's a good kid.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying about you and your father.
And I think that's a good key in our relationship.
Yeah.
Because all of us are unique. And if you want a relationship to work, you got to deal with the good and the bad with the people that you're in relationship with.
Yeah.
And when you get tired of dealing with it, how relationships end, you stop dealing with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But I told my I told my wife when we got married, I said, I'm not gonna sleep on the couch unless I want to sleep on the couch. Yeah. Yeah.
Nah, ain't gonna be none of that. Ain't gonna be none of that. Get out. I'm not going nowhere, dude. Like that's just never.
We're gonna rub legs tonight.
Yeah, that's never gonna happen. That's not happening no more. And I've been told to get out a couple times. I don't know where the hell I was gonna go, but I've been asked to leave.
Well, I mean, you've been married as long as you have. That's the kind of shit that happens. I mean, but remember we talked about the breakup stage, right?
Man.
But see, when a lot of times you get into a debate or you get into a heated argument or however the case of the matter is, you feel like that right then. And then after a while, you don't feel the same.
Yep.
And as you get older, the hope is the arguments are less intense.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I mean? The goal is for you, because it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But the goal is for it to be less intense as you get older so that you can come on some common grounds and you pick your battles.
Yeah. One
That's
of
what I
the
try and
scriptures
do.
we
I
talked
try and
about
pick
this
my
morning-
battles.
Yeah.
One of the scriptures we talked about this morning is be angry and sin not.
Okay.
Yeah. Which told me is there's no problem with being angry.
Right.
Is because it's a feeling. And like all feelings, they fluctuate. Yeah. But whenever you are angry, you just have to be careful how you respond in that anger. Because it can make it a whole lot worse.
Anger is the opposite of love.
Yep.
It's an emotion.
Total opposite.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just an emotion.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just as mad as your ass can be, you can have just as much love.
Yeah.
But
You have
just
to make
how
that
you
decision.
channel it.
Yeah.
You got to make that decision.
Yeah, it's how you channel it. You
So-
know what I mean?
so-
Now, it ain't easy to do again, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
No
When
doubt.
somebody done pissed you off,
Yeah.
it's real
It's
hard
hard
to
to
be
come
thinking
back.
about love.
You're right. You're right. So, okay, so for the people watching, now you said what you just said about you and your wife, you didn't never have arguments and stuff like that. Okay, but I'm sure it's stuff she wants to talk about.
Yeah.
So,
And
for the people watching that want to probably do what you do,
Yeah.
how do you combat that?
You have to be prepared to hear conversations when you're ready to go to sleep. Yeah, that's when whenever something is wrong,
Yeah.
I know it's wrong when I get a tap on the shoulder at 2:00 in the morning.
Mine goes like this. Hey, dude, you sleep? I'm like, shit. But it might not be nothing bad. It could be something else you want to remember before we go to bed. But when she does that, hey, dude, you sleep? I'm like, shit. I start running my day through my head. Like, what the fuck did I do? What did I do? I didn't do
What
nothing.
you forget to do.
Yeah.
That'd be my problem.
So I get that. All right. Before we get out of here, I want to ask both of you gentlemen a question. When it comes to showing love and affection in the marriage, are you the aggressor or are you the aggressor? Go.
I think I'm the aggressive in certain situations, you know what I mean? Because my wife's love language and my love language are different,
Okay.
right? So with her, she just like affirmation, you know what I'm saying? She like to make sure that shit is good. That's a whole lot of affection to her.
Mm-hmm.
I like to smack a little ass, you know, that kind of stuff. So
Grippy grip.
you dig what I'm saying? So that we look at things differently.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I may actually reach out and be more physical, you know, if I'm in one of those kind of feelings. Whereas I can tell when she's in one of those modes, when she just smiling, everything is good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she done whatever box I was supposed to check, I done checked it. You know what I'm saying? So I can tell the difference there. So I would probably say when it's more physical part, for sure, me, no doubt. But for her, it once she got her boxes checked,
Yeah.
you know,
everything,
I feel
yeah.
love,
Okay.
no doubt.
Okay.
Yeah. It's definitely my wife.
Okay.
It's definitely my wife. And I going back to what I said, I don't deserve her. at all. Yeah.
You keep saying that.
I don't. I really don't. But
I feel you though.
She's gonna. There's never been a day where we haven't kissed or hugged,
Okay.
unless we were traveling. There's never been a day where we didn't express our love for each other, even
Okay.
if it's just I love you, have a good day.
Simple text, anything. Yeah.
And mine is where she's tapping to talk about something that's wrong at 2:00 in the morning. I'm tapping.
Trying to tap.
I'm tapping because I'm trying to see what's going on with you. How you living, baby? How you
Y'all hear
feeling
that?
this evening?
Pastors be tapping too.
Yeah.
Look, that leg.
Yeah. Hey, when that leg get, hey, listen.
Trying to see what the response
Listen.
Checking the temperature.
when you get that, I'm like, shit. All right. Leave her alone. Oh, you get that?
Yeah.
All right.
But
Yeah.
these conversations are great
Yeah.
is because the stuff we know we need to work on, we know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just to talk about it, it just kind of adds to the motivation.
And keeps you honest.
Yeah.
It keeps you honest.
And see,
It keeps you
what I'm
honest.
hoping, man, is the young folks that actually watch us, you know what I'm saying, they hear, man, it is something extra. You know, it's a little bit more on the other side. Because sometimes, man, you could be at the end of your rope literally by like, man, I'm done with this. I'm out.
Yeah.
And then just a little bit of a conversation might be that little piece that make like, man, well, you know what? Let me go and take another swing, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I ain't got but 2 strikes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stand here and try and walk. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go and take another swing at the damn thing. You know, that's just how it works.
Swinging for the fences.
Hey, but there's sometimes, man, it just take that little bit of somebody else saying it. They like, damn, man, you know what? I was thinking about that, but now I get it.
Yeah.
You know, that's what the goal is for this show, man. We want the people who I want them to understand that it's real.
Yeah.
You know, my marriage is real.
Yeah.
I told y'all a long time. I don't do shit right all the time.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I want them
no
to see that husbands are flawed. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't make all the best decisions in the world. We do make mistakes.
Yeah.
And marriage is not perfect.
Nope.
9 times out of 10, and I'm just speaking because I'm a professional husband. I got time on the damn job. It's not the wife.
No,
I'm
no.
being honest as hell, bro.
I'm with you. I'm
It's
with
really not the wife. It's more us.
It's definitely not.
Getting in our own damn way
Yeah.
and being stubborn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, not realizing that you're both going to change as you get older. We might double down in the dumb shit that we do, or we might go the other way. I like to feel, I think I'm going the other way. She don't agree with me, but I'm trying to be more open and, you know, listening and honest and loving. But at the same time, when you're by yourself, you get to thinking and thoughts get to running through your head, and that's when shit get dangerous.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. I don't know.
But like I said, these conversations are definitely necessary because as time goes on, it gets worse and worse.
Yeah.
Like marriage ain't even a thought now.
Yeah.
It's not even a thought, and it's
That's scary,
particularly
man.
Because guys can get what they want to get and be done with it.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, that's a scary situation for us.
Like,
Because-
imagine no more married couples or families in the black community. Can you imagine that fucking chaos, bro?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you right now, man, that is the beginning of, and that's gonna probably be a whole nother show, but that's the beginning of the fear of the black planet.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because the reality is, our community is the only community that's having that problem with marriage.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's not, the other communities don't have that issue.
Yep.
You don't hear them saying, I don't need no man.
Yep.
You know, you don't hear them saying, I can do it by myself. You don't hear that.
You can't.
Yep.
They don't talk about that.
Yeah.
You know, you don't hear that. And that's big in our community, and that's something that we really need to stop, because at the end of the day, we do need each other.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, I don't give a damn how you slice it. We got to have each
definitely.
other. Period. You know what I'm saying? And when you hear the younger women say, I don't need no man, it make me cringe.
Yeah.
Because it goes back to that Adam's apple, right? Because if you ain't got nobody in that house with a deep voice telling that little boy what to do, you know who gonna tell him what to do, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be them cats in the street his same age. And then you wonder why we got these little 13, 14-year-olds out here shooting and killing because they're being raised by somebody else that's got an Adam's apple, but his voice ain't deep yet.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying?
And what's crazy, man, to say that you don't need a man, and for the man to not be there as if that kid needs them, it's like the man saying he doesn't need himself.
Exactly.
That's you.
That's crazy.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
That
Exactly.
is you.
That's crazy.
That is you all over
that's
again.
you all day long.
Yeah, and I think the statistic is, it's Georgia. It's like 79% of African American kids are born out of wedlock.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's a lot.
Crazy, man.
And
That's
so
a lot,
there's a
man.
lot of kids out there who are just lost in the sauce.
But see, they've normalized
Yep.
this bullshit,
Yep.
and you get rewarded for it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yep.
dude, that's not like, it's funny how people like to quote the Bible and pull things from the Bible when it works for them.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know what I'm saying? So you got people think, all this is because of God and did. But you got 19 kids out here. Like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got no structure, no wife, no family dynamic, like none of that.
Well, I'm going to tell you what's going to get worse real quick. They just passed a law not long ago. If them kids is 16 and under and they committing crimes, the parent is going to be held responsible.
That's
So
a
here's where it's
double-edged
going to really
sword.
hurt
That's
our
kinda
community.
tricky.
Here's where it's going to hurt our community. We got a whole lot of single mothers
Yep.
with a bunch of bad little 14, 15-year-old little boys.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And they out here in the street doing bad. When they get caught up, they going back to get their mama. So
both
now
y'all
the
in
mama
jail.
is getting ready to get removed from the house as well.
Yeah.
You already don't got a
yeah.
daddy in the house. Now you finna get your mama in trouble.
Yep.
What's gonna happen to the other little brothers and sisters?
Same shit.
Right? So you got 2 or 3 other little brothers and sisters that's in the house with your mama that you just got removed.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna
Put
tell you
in
this shit
jail,
is real because they put a white woman in prison.
Yeah. Yeah. So you know
That white woman
that's
just
the
went to prison not
catalyst.
long ago.
We letting y'all know
Her
we about
son
to do
shot
it.
them kids at that school.
Yeah.
They put her in prison.
We want y'all to know we doing this shit, and it's gonna work.
And if they put a white woman in prison,
Yeah. Yes, sir.
what you think they're gonna do to our
Yes,
community?
sir.
Because that's what's getting ready to really happen.
Yeah.
You start going back in that community and they start pulling these women out of the household now,
It's over.
man,
It's over.
and we allowing it to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like every single day, we allowing it to happen. I just left Kansas City. Shout out to the world champs.
Oh, come on. I knew that.
I told y'all before we left, but that's a
Nigga
whole
from
nother
Detroit.
conversation. But shout out to the world champs. But it's sad to say, man, through all of that great shit that we just celebrated, we had 2 juveniles
I heard about that.
that had beef with each other.
I heard about that.
2 groups, not just 2 individuals. It was 2 groups. Now, I only got a couple individuals so far, but it was 2 different groups of juveniles.
Yeah.
They decided to have a beef with each other, and you shoot on sight. So y'all done went past having a fight.
Yeah.
Y'all done went past to just, punching each other.
Yeah.
Y'all up in guns and shooting at each other on sight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's y'all's mamas?
Yeah.
Yeah. You right.
You know what their mamas is doing? I can't stop Lil Ray Ray.
Yeah.
I can't tell them what to do. She got to throw her hands up because Lil Ray Ray bad as hell.
You can't even turn this motherfucker over to the state.
Yeah.
She's throwing her hands up. You can't do that no more.
Yeah.
That throwing your hands up in the air, that's over.
Yeah.
Now, you going to be held accountable for what Lil Ray Ray just did.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's probably going to be that example in Kansas City
Yeah.
because they killed a woman.
Yeah. Yeah. We heard about that. We saw it on the
Somebody
news,
going to
man.
be in trouble behind that shit, and Missouri got capital punishment.
Yeah. Yeah. We're in bad shape, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We're in bad shape.
Okay, so let's segue into that before we get on your closing thing and get up out of here. What advice would you give, and we're going to strictly talk about the men, the males, to the males that come to your church or the ones that you, counsel or whatever, as far as becoming a husband and a father, because a lot of them just want to be a father.
Yep.
The husband aspect doesn't even register with them.
Yep.
So do you counsel them and try to ease them towards that way, or because we know it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody.
No, it's definitely not for everybody. My advice would be more so to the women. I think women could shut a lot of stuff down by not giving it up.
That's what we be saying. That's what we be saying, man. We do everything because of them.
Yeah.
Get good jobs,
Yeah.
get the nice car, try to get the big house. We're motivated by pleasing women. That's
Yeah.
just the truth, and that's been forever, and that's every race and every religion.
That's
This
that's
is not
the
a
word.
scapegoat.
That's
This
the
is not a
nature.
scapegoat for men either. We gotta get our shit together.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Like definitely.
Yeah.
we do.
But we definitely need women's help to do that.
And it started with their standards, like you just said.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if the women said, you know what, I'm not dating no cat unless he wearing a suit and tie.
Yeah.
Guess what? The Men's Warehouse Club, K&G, and all them suit sellers, you know, place where you can go get a suit for $29.99, wherever you can get, that's what they'll be selling.
Yeah.
If they say pull your pants up, or you ain't taking me on no date.
Yeah.
If you can't walk around here with your pants up, I got to see your drawers and all that, we ain't going out. Guess what?
Yeah.
Belts will be flying off the damn shelf in the store.
Yeah.
But because it's accepted to show up on a date with your drawers showing,
Yep.
right? They're gonna keep doing it.
Yeah.
It become the style.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I agree 110%.
They can control that.
Yeah, but we definitely gotta the church going just pulling everything together. The church has to transition out of the performance aspect and really start teaching and training people who are willing to sit down and listen to them
Yeah,
week in and week out.
yeah,
Because if you got a gift for 1,000 people to come and hear you every week,
yeah,
you need to say something.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You need to say something that's going to address the issues of the community that your church is in.
Don't just read the script, the Bible.
Yeah, don't just read the script.
Man, like dive into what
Yeah.
needs to be heard.
And let people ask questions.
There you go.
Let people ask questions. That's one of my biggest gripes with religion, and we ain't scratched the surface yet.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no, we can do it again. This just one. We're gonna do it again.
But how we've been fed everything
you know this much.
has
You know this what I want to
determined
get into.
where we are now.
Yeah.
Yep.
How we've been fed everything
Because grandma told you this.
because grandma told us this.
Okay. All right.
And much love to my big mama. My big mama
Oh, for sure.
is the best
All the big mamas in the world.
in the world.
We love
She's
y'all.
The best one in the world.
Yeah.
Consistently, even when she stopped going to church, the deacon would come and pick up her offering. And think about all the big mamas out here
Mm-hmm.
that don't ask questions. They just believe in what you're telling them.
Yep.
And the church has been ever since I think it was 1985. We can quote it when we post it. But
Okay,
Dr. Claude Anderson says that the black church has raised upwards of about $85 billion just in Sunday collection.
I believe that.
Crazy.
Just in Sunday collection.
I believe that.
And you can't tell.
And when you look at the community, you gotta ask where the fuck the money at,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Well,
And-
we know
and
where the money at.
We go back to the building fund.
Yeah.
Like the building fund, the building is still fucked up.
Yeah,
we
and
know where
even
the
if
money
you
at.
do update the building, it's only useful for Sunday and
There
Wednesday.
you go.
We know where the money at. There's no doubt. And I think that's where the new church, that's where church is actually going away from.
Yeah.
Right. We got, think about it. We got hit with the mega church, man, about 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Right. The mega, it's been a little longer than that. Maybe 30 years ago now.
Yeah.
The mega church became big.
Yeah.
I was still living in Detroit at the time, man, when Pastor Butler, his church was huge, right? That was like a mega huge church. And a lot of those folks followed and went to that church following without doing their own research,
Yep.
right? We had just a whole lot of grandmamas in there, and the lessons that they took away from it, they pushed down to
That's
us.
right. We listen because that's Big
And-
Mama. Like, you gonna listen to your grandmother, you know what I'm saying?
But I
Get-
tell you,
get-
man, there's a number of churches now doing exactly what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
Touching the community. And it ain't those huge congregations. It's the people that's actually putting work into the
Yeah,
community.
definitely.
And when you look at where their money is going, you can actually see the difference. You know, you ain't seeing the pastor in the new latest Bentleys and all that, but you seeing them kids in that community. The grades is coming up in the classrooms. The crime is going down.
Yeah.
Not petty theft, because you can't blame all the crime on the kids.
No doubt.
But when you look at the petty theft in communities where the church is making an impact, that number's going to decrease.
Yeah.
Because those kids are no longer sitting in a situation where they got idle time to do bad stuff.
Yeah.
They concentrate on doing something right.
Yeah.
And you know how that shit work? You take one person to bring 5 others.
Yeah.
Dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All it takes is that one kid, like, man, I got 3 or 4 friends.
Yep.
Hey, man, y'all want to come go to this little hookup with me? And they come one time.
Yep.
Like, damn, that was pretty fun. They go get 2 or 3 more
Yep.
kids. That's how you build your football
No
organization.
doubt. No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? And y'all get a chance to talk to them kids several times a week.
Yep.
And not just talking to them,
Yeah.
they looking at y'all. So the example that they see is somebody they can relate to.
They see you with your wife
Yeah, definitely.
and your daughter, and they're
Yeah.
like, yeah, this nigga the real deal. He's like,
And they thinking about, you know what, this dude just got off work. Man, when I was in Kansas City, it was times, man, I would literally have to change clothes in the parking lot
Yeah.
before practice.
For a bull bumper, yeah.
So
for
the
sure.
parents would see when my truck pull up, and I didn't had to run to the back of the truck, take my suit off, you know, and put on, you know, football clothes,
Yeah.
because I'm coming straight from work, changing in the parking lot, spending 3 hours, and then getting home to my own family at 8 o'clock,
And
8:30
see,
at night.
people don't realize that sacrifice you make, because I was working midnight as a police officer, get off, get me about 2-3 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
I still had to do shit with Austin, had to make sure he was straight and all that shit, and then get up and go coach these kids. And a lot of them was ungrateful as hell.
But I'm telling you, the one or two that was grateful,
And no, it was a lot,
Man.
But whew, boy, the shit I had to go through.
And but the piggyback off of that, and I tell people all the time, the change that we're trying to make right now, we won't see it,
right.
There
but
you
we
go.
still have to
There you
be
go.
willing to put the work in.
Yep.
Because I don't want my daughter to get my age, and to still be having these same conversations.
Yeah.
That's one of my greatest nightmares.
Yeah.
Is that when my daughter gets my age, she's still gonna be talking about how bad the church is,
Okay.
how bad the community is, how bad men are. Yep. And so we might die and not see any benefit. But do you care enough to still keep working?
Absolutely.
But see, that's the importance of this, what we're doing right now. And I'm so glad you're on, because a lot of people know you, and they know how you move, and they know how you get down. But this right here solidifies it.
No doubt.
Like you're gonna always be. She can always pull this up. And be
Yeah,
like, look at my daddy talking that shit. He was exactly the way he said he was. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is so important.
Yeah,
Now,
definitely.
what I want to ask you before we hit the close and get up out of here, do you plan on running for mayor again? Because I heard about all that. Oh, I was right there. It was like I was running with you.
Look, you know what's crazy? I never ran for mayor.
So it was a damn lie.
Like, everybody wanted me to run for mayor.
So that's what that was, dude. I'm looking on
Like
Facebook.
they
I'm like,
were,
okay,
they were
doing it.
campaigning for me on Facebook.
Yeah. So that's what that was.
That's what that was.
All right, well, you know what? We finna kickstart the campaign.
Well, hey,
You done
no,
kickstarted
hey,
on the
listen, he'll
husband
be on
shit.
this motherfucker every week until we
Yeah,
get him
you done
elected.
you done kickstart the campaign.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you
So
know
that's
what
what
we
that
got the
was.
ladies mayor
You know
here
what's
with us.
crazy though, man?
That's wild.
I don't think I want to be the mayor.
Well, sometimes you got to do things.
You don't want to
Your
do.
calling may not be exactly
Okay.
what you see today.
Bro,
right?
I'm telling you, if you saw it from the way I saw it, I was like, damn, Kale's running for mayor. Hell yeah, I'm gonna move to fucking Butts County and vote for his motherfucker.
I'm telling you,
I thought
man.
you was running for mayor, bro.
You should do it
I
because
never ran.
your calling is clear.
Yeah.
I see your calling way from over here. It's
That
definitely
will
clear.
help the community.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And to have a positive person like you in that seat, change will come.
Yeah.
I
change
have
will
Bryce
come.
make all your commercials. Man, come on.
Change gonna come because you ain't going into it thinking about you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It ain't about you.
And you don't even want to do it.
Yeah, it ain't about you. It's about the change. And I'm
Okay.
telling you, man, hey,
Damn it, I thought
I'm
you
on.
were...
I'm down.
Boy,
I'm down.
hey,
Butts
hey,
County, it don't take that long to get to Jacksonville. It
Nah,
takes about a good
nah,
45
nah,
minutes
it don't
an
take
hour.
but
We'll
a
be out
minute.
there.
It don't take but a
Yeah,
minute. All right,
yeah,
so before we
never.
get out of here, man, give us a little insight on your clothing. And like I said before, I have a couple of those suits, and
doubt, no doubt, no
Monique
doubt.
say I look cute in them.
Well, he fresh to death, y'all. He keep it 100 over
Yeah,
there.
definitely.
My man,
Yeah.
Dapper Don.
Yeah.
A Mequell's Bespoke Tailoring. Of course, the website is www.amequells.com. And you can go in there and check out everything that we have to offer. We specialize in men's and women's custom suits, shirts, slacks, waistcoats, shoes, all things custom clothing. We'll actually be preparing to drop a spring line. I didn't put it in the information I sent you. But we're going to call it the Safi collection, S-A-F-I, which basically means clean and crisp. And so we're going to give you the whole kind of yacht, beach, water theme kind of.
Athleisure wear?
Custom wear. Dress clothes. Dress clothes. Yeah, so we'll be dropping that. There'll be a few sweatshirt pieces in that aspect, athletic wear also. But we'll be dropping that this spring. I think it's going to be real dope. This is the first time that we're going to try to drop a collection. Okay. And so I think it's going to be real dope.
Let me know so I can get Bryce involved. We're going to get you lined up. We're going to get you lined up.
We're going to rock you out.
Yeah, definitely. So if you're in the need of anything custom or bespoke, definitely feel free to reach out via the website. Or you can reach out to me on my socials. Of course, on IG, it's amequells, amequells. And on Facebook, it's amequells bespoke. amequells bespoke.
All right. So we about to get up out of here. Troy, give us your closing thoughts on what we surmised today.
Well, I think today was really important, man, to have a gentleman of your stature on the show with us. We definitely thank you. I appreciate you coming on and spending some time with us. Definitely. And sharing your story. And more importantly, man, it is an inspiration, to others. Definitely. For folks to be able to look and see, again, there's something positive on the other side. Because we all go through stuff. No doubt. And when you can see that reinforcement from somebody else, it does help to pull along. So shout outs to that. I really appreciate you showing up. And I also want to give a couple shout outs to my folks in KC.
Do it.
I was in Kansas City over the weekend, and a lot of people watch our show, man.
Okay.
And I just want to let y'all know, I appreciate y'all. Yeah. My homeboy Donovan, I hope you was actually watching this show, homeboy, because some of this stuff I think will hit home to him. And he know what I'm talking about. Yeah. But other than that, hey, I appreciate y'all watching. This is what we do. Yeah. This is why we do it. It's important for y'all to understand that our goal is to help because we are professional husbands. That's right. And I definitely don't do this shit right, so I'm learning stuff from y'all. Definitely.
And vice versa.
Every single time. Definitely. So that's my world. I'm down. I'm glad you came on. We had a great show, I think, today, man. Continue to watch.
All right, Kel, close it up. What you got? Close it out, and then I'm going to hit it up, and we're going to get up out of here.
No, nothing much, man. Of course, I appreciate the opportunity to be able to come in and chat with you guys. And I guess my last final words is just to simply just be you. Be you, be your unique self. Is because there's people out there that need you to be you. And if you're not you, they will never meet you in the community. And the spaces that you're in will never reach their full potential as long as you're trying to be somebody else. So the bottom line is just to be your unique self.
All right. Well, we appreciate y'all for coming in. And like I always say, just be a decent fucking person. Yeah. I'm Perry.
I'm Trouble T.
Hey, Mequells.
Peace.
When they put me in the game, they know that I'm a ball. Working around the clock, so I ain't never taking off. And I'm working this hard for a reason.